What's good, everybody? How we doing? Welcome to another edition of Vick3 Presents Post Game Live Panel Show. I got, my spectacular panel here. I got my guy Jay Boogie. I got my guy Coach Dante and Jordy Fighter. Guys, appreciate you for coming through. Had some technical difficulties, but we here, baby. We got to win. How we feeling? How we feeling?
How you guys doing today? I got two of them. I got Houston and the Eagles. How we doing today, guys?
I'm doing good, man. Happy about that damn win.
Woo! For real.
Yeah, man. I'm super happy right now. Like, it was a much needed win. Like, it was a dominant win. So I'm super happy. So, we got a lot to talk about. Like I said, I came in late. I had some camera issues. I'm in it now. Let's get to it. I missed last week. You know what I mean? So first of all, let me say I missed y'all. Thank y'all for coming through again. Let's chop it up. It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks for me. I know y'all got your feelings out about Denver. I still got that pen. So I'm gonna be really excited. I'm gonna try to contain myself. So we're gonna get to everybody's initial reactions. Let's kick it off. My guy Jay Boogie.
Yep.
What was your thoughts on this game, man? How you feeling?
Well, like I was telling you behind the scene, I'm very happy with the defense. I mean, they came out to play, and Hurts looking good, man. He's on fire. I just think we shouldn't have let off the gas too much on the end there. That's all. But I'm very happy about the win.
Definite big win. Hurts looked great. He looked amazing today, man. A lot of people talked about him, but yeah, we'll get into it as we go on. Jordy, what are your initial reactions?
So this game was very good for the franchise, for the team, for the fans. First home win of the season. The team looks like it's definitely progressed from not only a play calling standpoint and a coaching standpoint, but from an execution and player standpoint. The team showed up to play, especially guys like Hurts, Goddard, and it showed. And not only that, the connection between Hurts and Goddard showed. So the team looked a lot better put together this week and in recent weeks than they have in a while. So I think we can all be happy about that.
Yeah, there's a lot to be happy with, coming away with this game. AK, my brother, what's good? Thank you for coming through.
It's no problem, man. How's it going?
Man, I'm happy now. But let me get to Coach Dante right quick. Coach, let me get your initial reactions. How we feeling about this win today?
I mean, this was a statement win against a good defense. 40 points, second year in a row. Again, we did all the right things on the offensive side of the ball. Defense kind of let up at the end, but they were playing solid today. They forced 3 turnovers, something you needed. 2 interceptions by TJ Edwards. TJ Edwards catches an interception. You need to force turnovers against a guy like Trevor Siemian, who's been actually playing average for the New Orleans Saints. I thought Steven Nelson done a great job. The defense as a whole came out ready to play. Fletcher Cox, I felt the energy, the vibe in the stadium every time a play was made. Again, we control time of possession, 37 minutes to 22 minutes. That's 15 more minutes. We control the clock because we're running the ball. I'm seeing a lot of progression in Nick Sirianni, and it feels damn good when you see Jalen Hurts handing that ball off to Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders. That's how you keep opposing teams' offenses off the field, by controlling the clock, controlling time of possession, winning at the line of scrimmage. Jalen Hurts runs the ball for 20 yards to get to the 10-yard line. Plus, he got a rushing touchdown as well. Every aspect of the game, this team outplayed the New Orleans Saints, and I'm proud of the way this team played. They stepped up. This is a win that they needed. Feels good to get the first home win in front of the Philadelphia fans, and I say we back in the thick of things in the wild card area. Like I say, this team is going to go dangerous as they keep progressing and keep on grinding out. But I'm really, proud of Jalen Hurts, man. So, like I said again, Nick Sirianni take at the beginning of the season, there was a lot of load on his arm, throwing the ball 30 or 40 times. You can see him not making some of those throws. when he throwing the ball so much. Now that he made up his mind, he's running the football 30 times a game. Now you're starting to see Jalen Hurts hit those throws, those accurate throws to Dallas Goedert, Devonta Smith. Now you start seeing some of the throws that he should make connect because it's less pressure off his arm because you got a running game now. So great victory today, and I'm proud of this team, man.
Hey, what's good, my guy Gio? How we doing?
Yo, good win. I didn't see the game. I'm at work, but I seen the stats. My guy showed up today. And even though he didn't put up the 300 like I say he did, but he got them 3 rushing touchdowns. Let's get it, baby. I like the team. I like the energy that's going in the next week. I think we got this. We can make the playoffs. We're looking like a team to reckon with. And Fletcher Cox showing up today with a sack. What was that? I got to see that, but I had to get on the show and show my raw reaction. And shout out to all y'all fellas in here, Jerry Lee, Uncensored, Jordy, Coach Dante, and you, Vic.
Hey man, appreciate you for coming through. I knew you were at work today.
Let's go Birds, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, man, appreciate you. But real quick, let me get AK, my guy. Let me get your reaction because we've seen a lot. We talked about a lot this week. We talked about Goddard and we talked about Hurts. Both of them performed well, real good. Hurts especially. So let me get your initial reaction. What did you think about today's game?
All I gotta say, where you hates herders at? Where the fuck are you? You know, I want to see you talking shit. Come on, y'all talk this mad shit for so fucking long. Where you at? Oh yeah, that's right. Y'all sleeping right now. All right. No, man, I'm telling you, dude. I told you from the get. This was about fucking patience. You needed patience to see what this team could fucking do. It wasn't something that was going to grow overnight. It took time. You know, even Hurts said it himself. Rome ain't built in a fucking day. You know, you're starting to see it. The connection's there. Everybody's grooving. The run game's grooving. Sucks about the Jordan Howard thing. Hopefully that isn't serious. You know, but dude, TJ Edwards is a fucking dog. Okay, Davion Taylor is a fucking dog up until he got injured there. Hope he's okay. You know, I gotta say, man, this defense straight up came to play today. And yeah, man, Goddard 2 drops. That really was shitty. You know, 2 of them that actually, you know. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. We got to win. I don't give a fuck. At this point, I don't care. I'll be picky later. I'm happy now, you know? But no, he made some incredible catches too. So 2 drops, it is what it is. You know, I'll take the 2 drops. But no, man, I'm just very impressed today. You know, they came in and people doubted us because of what happened last year. They're like, nah, they ain't getting lucky twice. No, he made it worse this time. You know, that poor man, he has a family somewhere, you know, and his soul was left on our 20-yard line. But Jalen made him look stupid, bro. Yeah. Like, he's a walking zombie. His soul is out there on that field still wandering around like, where the fuck am I? Because he just made that dude look dumb. Like, I'm telling you, bro, that was ridiculous. Oh,
shoes smoking.
Let me just comment on that play because that was hilarious. As soon as you seen Jalen make the move, it was like it affected him so much where he didn't take it no more. He lost it.
When he fell on his back, you saw his soul lift from his chest. He hit the ground that hard. His soul lifted from his chest. You know what I'm saying?
Down, you heard a Lord Jesus.
Yo, all you saw was dirt from fucking Hurts' shoes, and that dude's ass hit the ground, and that was.
You know what I heard? I heard his ankles breaking. That's what I heard.
Yeah, his cleats went one way, and he went the other. You know, like. I'm not playing, bro. That was disgusting. But dude, tremendous fucking win at home. Great home victory win for the first time in damn near a year. And a way to start it off the way you fucking started it off last year on the same team. I can't ask for anything more. Yeah, you know what? He only threw, he threw for less than 200 yards. So fucking what? He fucking rushed for 3 and he fucking dominated with his legs. And I'm all about that, man.
Yeah, man. Foothills, my guy. What's good? Thank you for coming through. I got you on the show. It's been a minute. You know what I mean? Oh, hold on. We got the youngin' VLSG also. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate it. And you came, both y'all came right on time. So I'm gonna start with Foothills first.
Hey, what's good, man? How about the Birds, baby? How about a W from our Philadelphia Eagles? That's 3 in a row. That's 3 in a row.
Well, hold on. Let's keep it calm.
Wait, 2?
Let's go. You got 2.
2? I thought it was 3. That was 3.
Well, let's keep it calm. Let's go to Foothills. Let's hear his initial reaction. My guy, what did you think of today's game?
You know what? I think we really we took care of business today. We took advantage of a beat up, wounded Saints team on the road, and you know we did exactly what we should have today. We ran the ball. I'm pretty sure we were over 200 yards collectively on the ground today between Ertz, Howard, Sanders, and Scott. So, you know, we just really controlled the ball like I said we needed to. That was one of my musts yesterday in our podcast, in our East Meets West, was control that ball, control the line of scrimmage. We did that for the most part, and yeah, I'm really proud of this young football team, this young coaching staff, because we had some adversity early on in the season, but we've responded, and I think we've really kind of found the identity of this football team right now, and that's run first, let Jalen feed off of that from there, and our defense is really feeding off the energy from this offense right now. So, you know, I like the direction we're going, and hey, we don't have to get on a damn plane for the rest of the season. I mean, we're in New York the next 2 weeks. We got 2 more games against Washington still. We're at home against Dallas the last game of the season. So literally it's setting us up really, really well right now for a nice stretch run down to the end of the season here. So I'm excited right now. I really, really am, my guys.
Hey, and let me add something in there real quick. My Lotta getting it in with Davenport. Let's fucking go, bro. That's the dog mentality I want to see. If you got to knock somebody's fucking head off, fucking do it. And who better than the My Lotta to do it, man? Way to go.
Did you see how easy it was for him just to get him in the air, even though like he was just on his hip? My Lotta picked up a 300-pound man like it was nothing on his hip and just tossed him. He didn't hold him with his hands or anything. That was all core strength.
Bro, do you remember like not just that, like I believe it was in the third when Hurts went to roll out, dude, he just gave Jordan a stiffy
and he knocked him on his ass.
He went down like a sack of potatoes. Do you remember seeing that?
Yep.
I've never seen Cameron Jordan fall so hard in my life. Like he just did it with his hand and he knocked that boy on his butt. My Lotta is not someone to fuck with, people. Get it in your head right now.
That was an awesome scuffle. Like you saw My Lotta get feisty. You know, for a guy like everyone says, he's a gentle giant. You know what I mean? Like he's a very smart man. He's a very cultured man. But we saw that fire today because we saw little bits and pieces. We seen him get after on some blocks. We seen him pancake some guys. But when he did that little hip flip, man, I knew he got up. You seen he wanted to smoke. You seen he was still talking to those Saints players. They backed up a little bit though.
Oh my god!
I was excited.
That is one guy you don't want to meet in the back alley on a dark night, my guy. 6'8", 350. Fuck that shit.
Boy, and that started all earlier in the game when Davenport gave Hurts that late shove out of bounds that they didn't call. A lot of walked over there, gotten Davenport's face and said, "Hey, don't be doing that shit." So I love that. Exactly. That's my quarterback, and I love Mala's. I love his toughness. The rugby background is giving him that grit, that tenacity that he needs as a tackle, and he is killing it.
He kept that mental note. He saw that, and he kept that mental note. He was like, "Hold on, let me be calm. Next play, I'm gonna get at him." And he got it.
I'm gonna get you. I guarantee you, he said that. While remember when he was standing right at the ball while they were still in the huddle, and he was talking shit. I guarantee you, he was looking at him right there at the ball, saying, "I'm gonna get you this play. You just wait. I'm gonna get you." And he did. He fucking went right at him, dude.
Yeah.
It was a good game all around.
And how about the Jalen Hurts being the first ever quarterback in franchise history to have 3 rushing touchdowns? What?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. A great performance. Great performance. But let me get to BLSG because my guy was patient. You know what I mean? He's usually the rowdy one. Right now, he kept it cool. Gotta reward him. My guy, let me get your initial reactions. I like your energy. Bring it.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. First off, again, how about the birds? Let me get everybody and getting energized up in the chat. Let me get everybody going because we have won 2 in a row and won the first home game that we have won this entire season. It gets easier from here, and I'm excited for this team going forward because I really think we got a shot at playoffs if we can at least win out or maybe just lose one of these last few games here. And what I thought about today, I thought today was an amazing performance by Philly, despite the fact that our defense ended up giving up 29 points. But how about the pick 6 by my man, Mr. Darius Slay? Yeah, that boy, that grown man right there, that's the guy that's cooking right there. That is the man that you do not want to mess with in terms of the Eagles secondary. He will haunt you for days. I don't care who's against Darius Slay. You don't want to be against him because he's coming after you.
Yeah. Listen.
Darius Slay's on an island, boy.
You listen. He is that island boy right now. He's taking it to the house too. But
Yeah, I'm not.
Yo, let's get into it because we all mentioned our guy Jalen Hurts. We have all heard the talk. We've all heard the calls for Gardner Minshew. We've all heard the deafening silence today after this game and during this game. My guys, what do you rate Jalen Hurts' performance today? What would you rate it? Now I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to start off with BLSG because I like the energy. I like where you're coming. What are you going to rate Jalen Hurts' performance today?
Yes, sir. Jalen Hurts' performance today, I thought there were a few question marks because when Jalen Hurts had a few of those keepers, there were a few times where Jalen Hurts made a big mistake. So I'm not going to say Jalen Hurts had a perfect performance today. So I'll give Jalen Hurts around a 7 or 8 today because there were a few mistakes where Jalen Hurts, he just held on to the ball and then took the sack. And those were a few question marks to me. So I thought Jalen Hurts, apart from that part where he ended up messing himself up and holding onto the ball too long and got sacked those few times, apart from that, I thought his performance was great. It's just that you got to at least throw the ball away and not take the sack, Jalen. I mean, it's something that a young rookie quarterback does, and I know you still got to learn. I know you still got to develop, but it's something that young quarterbacks make mistakes with. But you got to be able to get used to it if you're going to keep being the starting quarterback. But apart from that, Jalen, I like the performance today, so I'm going to say 7 or 8 for Jalen Hurts, especially with the 3 rushing TDs. I love that too.
Yeah, that's a good score. I can't argue with that. Hey, my guy Jay Milton, let me just say what's up to you first. Appreciate you for coming through, my guy.
What's going on, fellas? Vic. Hey, look, I seen the tweet about the live post game. I had to show up.
Thank you, man.
What's going on?
What's going on, guys? Hey, we put up 40. We put up 40 today.
Right, 40 tastes good too.
With onions, bagel, and ketchup,
By the
baby.
way, it was black on black.
Pickle.
It was black on black, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, Vic, it was black on black.
Well, the thing was, I saw, what was it, Tuesday? Like I told you, I tweeted. I saw it on Tuesday, and I seen they put up the scheme like they did last week with the white, and I put it out there. So again, I thought that was. And usually they only use the all black for night games. So that's when I was like, all black is night games. I already seen it earlier. So I went with it. But hey, either way,
that shit's disgusting, by the way. I love those uniform combos right there. Black
all
on black.
Yeah.
I love it. That's sick.
As we're talking about the uniforms, we've seen, the black pants that came through. They look great. We've seen the all blacks. When we get in that Kelly green
next year,
that's what I want to see.
Next year, supposedly.
Is it a definite?
Oh, geez, Ezekiel Elliott's taking up for the Cowboys.
Because I thought we had a new rule saying that.
Well, I guess supposedly it is next year. I guess, but by the time that That
I don't
rule
understand
went
why we
through.
can't
didn't.
block them.
Yeah, I don't.
Well,
I
I
don't
guess we
understand
didn't
people.
have our helmet approved at the time the rule was passed. You know, the old Kelly Green helmet wasn't
Right.
approved at that time.
Because last week Denver used their old helmets. You know, they used their old D last week, so they got two different helmets.
Well, I guess you have a deadline that you have to turn in at a certain time that tells them what certain combos you're going to use throughout the year. And when that rule was passed, it was after that deadline, so we weren't able to turn ours in this year like that. So next year is why we're going to have it.
So someone slept on their homework? Is that what we're saying right now? Someone fell asleep
all
on
I
homework?
know,
The dog ate the homework assignment?
Yeah, pretty much.
We can't
Pretty
enjoy
much,
our Kelly Green.
Jalen Hurts is going to look very good
in
in Kelly Green. That's for sure.
Yo, Kelly Green and black. Wait for it.
Yeah, I agree with Random right here, bro. Let's bring back the white helmets for a game, man. I want to see the white helmets again.
Well, I would always like the Kelly Green color just come back and then stylize the old school 90s helmet the way we had with the gray. I mean, stylize that. I think that'd be the look for us. But we're getting a little bit off track. Let's reel it back. Let's reel it back. Jay Milton, you came through lastly. We didn't get to hear initial reaction. We just got over that. BLSG just got into our second question. But let's just say, let's get your initial reaction first. Then I want to hear what you thought of Jalen Hurts' performance today.
Overall, man, I really enjoyed the game. I really did. I really feel like we laxed off in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? That led to them putting up 22 points, making the score look a lot closer than what it actually was. But, I mean, overall, the defense was superb. You know, Slay, what more can you say? He just shows up and does his thing, you know. The offense was solid, consistent. Jordan Howard, grown man. Miles Sanders, I seen Vic, you said like 90, 94 yards or something like that. Yep. Great first game back. You know, would love to get one of those guys to get in the end zone, but, you know, Hurts got there 3 times. So, you know, those points all go on the scoreboard. Great team win. And then for Hurts, I mean, I'm going to give him an 8, man. I mean, the only thing he didn't do was really throw a touchdown. For real.
Yeah, that's all that's missing in the stat column. Hey, let me just say, what up, Key? I got you on the show. What is good?
Yo, what's going on?
What up, Key?
Hey, what's going on, Key?
Hey, if I hadn't mentioned it before, I will continue to mention it. Key blessed me with the intro and the outro to the show. It is fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted her on the show for a minute. It's been hit or miss, but now she's on. What is good?
I had to take off the jersey I had on today as a throwback. I ain't want nobody to be like, "Oh, you're not an Eagles fan." I had a Chad Johnson Cincinnati jersey on. I like throwbacks. I'm sorry, I like different jerseys.
Those are classics, Key. Those are classics. They never die.
You can't hate on the legends. You can't hate on the legends.
Absolutely.
Always got to show the respect. But we got into a little bit since you just came through. Let us get real quick your initial reaction and what you would rate Jalen Hurts' performance today.
Honestly, I'm gonna give Jalen Hurts an A, and here's why. Only because he looked good in the pocket. He didn't make dumb mistakes. He didn't throw nothing that needed to be overthrown. He worked what he had. The offensive line did amazing. Besides the 3 sacks that he took, they did amazing. They blocked for the running, and they blocked for him. And he had that ankle breaker on the end of. I feel bad for whoever his name was. I hope his ankle's okay. But Jalen Hurts did amazing today. And for all them Eagles fans who wanted to write him off, look at him now. Look, I keep telling people it doesn't happen overnight. Rome was not built in a day. Progression. Each day, each game, you'll see improvement, and it showed for the last couple of weeks. He's getting better, and Sirianni's getting better. Finally, something clicked in his head to use the running game. Finally, so I'm gonna give Hurts today. I'm proud of his performance today.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely gotta come away feeling happy. You gotta be proud for his performance. But let me just take a pause right now. We got to get a little somber for a moment. You know, there was a loss today. We got to give respect. You know, R.I.P. to Sheldon Rankins and his ankles, because them things are done for. Good Lord. My God.
Yo, he got cooked. He got cooked.
Yeah, both ankles got cooked.
Yes, listen.
Yo, deep fried anklets, man. That's what we call them. Deep fried anklets.
Yeah.
Man, I would have stayed on the ground. They would have came and rolled me off the thing. They're like, "What's wrong, man? No, y'all just gonna get me up off this
Deep
field."
fried anklets with that hurt
happen.
sauce.
Listen, if Paul Pierce and Lamar Jackson can get out of here for just trying to do the boo boo during the game, I'm gonna lay down and let the cart pick me up for this. That's embarrassing.
Yo,
Really gonna bring him
no
back.
lie. You know, his afterlife is that exact moment the rest of his life. Like he has
As
to
soon as I
relive
get in the locker room, hey, fam, I popped the quad on that one. That's on me, but that was all muscular. You know what I mean? Like I didn't
Thank God Jalen did that because Singleton got his knee from too, just not as bad by Ingram.
Oh, Singleton
Ingram,
got
yeah.
kicked too.
He folded like a house of cards.
It got nasty out there. It got nasty. But hey, we're back
the other
on
guys look worse.
foothills now. My guy, what would you rate Jalen Hurts' performance today?
Yeah, I was very, very satisfied with Jalen's performance today. I thought when he was hanging in the pocket well. He's seeing the field better. We're seeing progression out of him more and more each week. Even if the passing numbers aren't there, our running game is just so dominant right now. We don't really need to pass the ball an extreme amount. And I think limiting his passing attempts is really helping this football team in the long run. So today I would really give Jalen a solid B plus, a 9 out of 10. I think he played really solid, and I was very, very satisfied with what we saw from our quarterback today, Mr. Number One.
I like the sound of that, our quarterback. It has a ring to it, doesn't it?
Our
It has a good ring to it.
Yes, it sure does.
All right, my guy AK, what did you think of your boy, the man who you were going ham for on Friday? Anything you said in a negative light, you corrected. Let me get your thoughts. What we rated Jalen Hurts' performance today? What you got?
Listen, man, I give this kid an A. I agree with BLSG. There was some handoffs that he had today, or some keepers that he had today that he probably should have handed off or, done something different with. But what I like about this kid is you see that, oh, shit factor. I fucked up at the moment he does it, and he just drops right down, right at the line of scrimmage, and just resets the play. That's something right there that I'm like, all right, even though he messed up, he realized it and he just drops. He doesn't try to do anything. He doesn't try to make a play and end up throwing an interception. He's like, my bad, drop down, let's go again. That is tremendous. I love that. That is high football IQ. Okay, I'm telling you. I give him an A, man. He's done everything that he could do. That one ball was made my heart sink, the one he got hit on, and it was like up in the air for like 20 seconds. You know what I'm talking? The one that Goddard came back on. Yeah. My heart sunk on that one a little bit because I was like, oh shit, where's this going? Because I was like, when's it coming down? But luckily no one was around but Goddard. But yeah, that might have been the only bad one, but that's only because he got hit in his throwing arm. So all in all, man, hey, he's proven it today. Even with the number one rushing defense, it don't matter. He's going to figure out a way to kill you. And he did. Yeah.
Hey, when that ball, when Jalen's arm got hit and that ball went in the air, do you understand how hard I was rooting for Goddard to do everything in his fucking will to get that ball? Just to be like, my guy redeemed himself. Y'all can't say he didn't stretch it out. But I will say this. I give him a lot of credit, but I got to call him out on this. I think it was the third quarter when Jalen was in some trouble. He scrambled around, threw the ball to Goddard right on the sideline, and he couldn't get his hands on it. That's when I say when the ball is in your hands, the way it was for him at that time, you got to bring it in. Definitely.
He had to like that. He had to like that. But you know what? Like I said, though,
he had a third down catch that he basically snagged with one hand, and that was with the guy draped all over him too. So that was the play right before the touchdown that got called away out for the offensive pass interference, which was kind of a BS call, I thought. But
that call was horrible. I was in here going off. I'm like, that was horrible.
They had money on the game,
And there was that one catch that he had where, dude, he literally caught it with the nose of the ball with three fingers. Like, did you see that? Like,
Yep.
I'm sorry, when you make a couple plays that are amazing and jaw dropping in one game, 2 stupid ass drops I can deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because all in all, the catches that were not supposed to be caught, you caught. So the ones that you didn't catch that were supposed to be, hey, it is what it is. It's understandable. We were winning at that point anyway, where, yeah, it would have been nice to have that first down to just make it, less time, but it is what it is, man. I'll let it go.
I'm sitting here watching the
You,
Dallas
you
game.
shut me up
It's
for 1 week,
torched.
okay? I'll tell you that. You shut me up for 1 week.
Hey, my guy, Coach Dante, what do we think of our quarterback, Jalen Hurts' performance today?
So when you look at the numbers, you're gonna look at 13 of 24, 147 yards, but you still had a QBR rating of 72, so that's still pretty high. I don't want everybody to get fooled and look at the stats. Don't look at those because he had, like I say, 2 drop passes by Dallas Goedert, but he was able to make them up with 2 terrific catches. So he was able to make them up. A couple of plays, he was holding the sacks, holding on the ball too long. He's got to improve on that, knowing when to take a sack, knowing when not to take a sack. He's got to improve on that. But at the beginning of the season, he was throwing the ball 30, 40 times. So when you're throwing the ball that long and not getting a running game in, your arm is going to get tiring. You're not going to make some of those throws that he's making right now. He's been a good leader. The guy had 3 rushing touchdowns, and letting everybody know, all the Eagle Nation, don't let this stats fool you saying he only completed 13 balls, because a lot of people can't do that. And when you look at Jalen Hurts up close in person, like I have, this guy's this dude is big, bro. And that 20-yard run was nasty as well. And then he gave Malcolm Jenkins some of that little medicine at the end of the play. Then the dude that he shook and his ghost came out his body. That was nasty. But Jalen Hurts always did that. The guy's a winner. The guy's a leader. And I gotta give Jalen Hurts an A. I mean, I'm not looking at the stats because he missed 11 passes. I'm not going over that. His poise, his leadership, is able to be effective with his legs and escape some pressures. I mean, again, to make some of those throws that he wasn't making early on, because you got a dominant running game, that takes a lot of stress and a lot of pressure off that arm. And Jalen Hurts is a proven winner, man. He proves it time and time again. And I got to give him an A for this performance, man. It wasn't all perfect, but again, he showed up and he showed what leadership is all about, not bending or not breaking, or when his teammates down, he picks everybody up. So that's what I like in a quarterback, that ultimate leader that want to win. When you make a mistake, that pick teammates and pick guys up. That's what Jalen Hurts is. So I got to give him an A for that.
Yeah.
Yo, and I gotta ask
Jalen
a question
definitely showed
real quick.
me the leader.
Is it just me? Am I being really biased when I look at this kid, or is there a lot more zip on his passes lately? Is he not throwing these balls with a lot more force behind it?
Yeah.
Like, have you noticed that, or is that just me?
Yeah,
No,
I think it's the Peyton Manning effect.
I noticed it too.
He threw some pretty balls today.
I noticed
You gotta give it to him. He threw some nice balls.
Like that one to Goddard on the sideline for that nice out route that Goddard ran on the sideline. That was a beautiful ball. He hung in the pocket.
They all had a good arc.
Well,
that was the thing. They all had a good arc.
Even the one to Smith, that one that wasn't a catch though, but the one to Smith, dude, like that was beautiful. That was beautifully placed. Like it just sucks he was that close to the sideline and it wasn't a catch. But you know what I mean? Like he had some zip behind that ball. Usually that's more of a floater to Hurts, but now it just seems like he's kind of getting it under control and getting a little more fresh.
I think he may have heard someone criticize his ball placement.
His arm is fresh. I'm telling y'all, when we running the ball 30 or 40 times, that man arm is fresh. Instead of the beginning of the season when you had to throw 40 or 39 times, you can see this man arm is live now since all the stress is out this man arm. So his arm he's not throwing so much, so his arm getting stronger and stronger by every game. As long as we keep using that dominant running game, you're gonna start seeing a little zip on the ball every single time. So now that he's throwing 13, 15, 16 passes, not over 25. That's my limit. I had 15 to 20 passes should be his limit, nothing else. And Coach Nick Sirianni is making right adjustments.
Yeah, he ended the day with 24 passes altogether, 13 of 24 for 147. Not bad. But,
Touchdown, Casey.
but let me just take the pause real quick and say what's good, Mitch. Appreciate
What's going
you.
on, Mitch?
My guy.
What's
Big
good?
Mitch in the house.
Look what
Big
I
Mitch in
found
the
in my
building.
Look what I found in my closet.
No way.
Hey, I like the brick. I like the
Why
brick.
was
That's
it in your
cool, man.
closet?
That's cool, bro.
Oh shoot! I have to put it back up.
Don't let it touch the floor.
Oh, man.
That's
It's
awesome,
man.
Mitch.
No,
It's double-sided.
It's a north side. It's dual side. It's dual
That's
Oh,
side.
yeah.
There we go.
According to the
Like, was it a
naysayers, he had
surprise
won a
or
Super
something?
Bowl.
That's
Is
awesome.
that why you found it in
Yeah,
your closet?
bitch.
Was it a surprise or?
Yeah, was it like
I
a
was
surprise present?
I was just cleaning out my closet, and I'm like,
You Eminem now.
No. Right?
Cleaning out my closet.
that was good.
Getting
But,
out my
hey, but
closet.
seriously, that was a good team win. That throw from Jalen Hurts to Devonta Smith, that was perfect. I mean, if only that was a touchdown, though.
I mean, if it was college rules, we would have got it because they
Yeah.
Right.
they allow 1 foot. But yeah,
Well, the one thing I like about
see,
that
I
play
thought
was
he actually
he
got
was taken
over the
out.
pylon even with his 1 foot in before his second
That's
foot
what I
went down. I
said.
swear the ball went
I
over
think
the
too.
What are you talking
pylon. I
about?
swear it did.
The
Did
Hurts
it
first
not?
touchdown? The run touchdown?
he's
The
talking about-
first one?
The one with Smith. I swear he
Oh.
got his first
On the
foot
sideline.
inbounds, and
We
when
did
he
get
was
his first
turning,
foot
the
in,
ball
but
went
I
over
don't
the
know what
pylon
the ruling
before
is.
his second foot.
If the defender
that
can
not a
kick you out of the
touchdown?
field, it's okay before you land because
Right.
you know his body was already out of the field when his foot was in. Now that was all on the defender. That was a great play on him because had he not been there, that would have been a spectacular catch by Smith.
Because he's
Would've been
because
down.
he's
Wait, I don't
coming down
understand what you're saying.
because he
His
was
body
coming
was
down
out of
from a
bounds when his
catch.
first leg was in. He couldn't
He-
get his
he-
second leg in.
Right. You have to you because he's coming down from a catch. You would have to get 2 feet in and the ball across
Yeah.
the goal line for it to be a touchdown. He
Yeah.
only got 1 foot in.
See,
If it
in
was-
the old days, that used to be a force
Because,
out.
like-
Stuff
because,
like
like-
that used to be a force out.
Because
Hey,
like when
no, they used to give you the catch.
Yeah,
for
they used to give
9
that to you.
Right.
They used to give it to you.
when Hurts ran that one in the corner when he beat the guy to the corner and he reached with his right arm with the ball over the corner of the pylon, that's obviously a run, right? Because he's obviously established inbounds. All he has to do is break the goal line, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like he had 1 foot in and then he turns and reaches. I didn't know. I get like you have to have 2 feet in, but there is
Right.
certain like situations where it doesn't matter, and I thought that might be one of them because even though his foot came out, his second one came down out of bounds. The ball was over, even though he was still in at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't know how they were going to look at that. Hell,
I mean,
I
once
even
you-
was thinking they were going to use Jalen's second touchdown as a safety because I thought they'd count that as him losing possession of it and it going out of bounds.
Oh.
Well, he had possession of it when he reached it across the goal line. Then he dropped it once he was out of bounds.
Hey, let me just say this right quick. I got someone trying to come in. It's 10 people. I don't know who's trying to come in. I appreciate you for trying to come through.
How do
You
you
know,
know?
stream.
Because I gotta put.
All right, guys.
I was
Oh,
about to say it's all good. I'm about to leave anyway. It's time for dinner.
Oh.
Time to eat. Got a W. Now it's time to fill my belly.
Right?
Yeah. Boogie, I
Go ahead,
appreciate you
Gino.
for coming through.
That's what's up, man. I'll catch up with
Thank
y'all
you.
later.
I
Fly
love you.
Eagles
Thank you
fly.
for coming through.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I mean? Yeah. Anytime. Like I always say, man, you are always welcome.
Love you guys.
Oh, man, love you. All right, let's see who's trying to come through. I don't know who's trying to come through, but try it again. I got the little stream now, man.
Somebody's knocking at the door.
Right. Here we
Somebody's
go.
ringing the bell.
Oh, it was BPS. Not playing.
Yeah, leave him in the back.
Oh, Lakers,
For real.
Hey,
Slap
Clay,
him.
how are the Lakers doing?
Yeah.
What's
How are
good,
the
my
Lakers
guy?
doing?
What up?
Oh, and he came through with Laker gang. Look at him.
Shut up.
So defiant. So
It
defiant.
should just be L gang.
Yo, what's up, Jordy? I didn't see you there.
You know what Mitch is saying, bro? Mitch said, just said, let's forget about the Eagles. Let's talk about the Lakers.
Nah, man. I'm just chilling, man. I'm just.
Screw the Eagles. Let's talk the Lakers.
I'm very happy about that one, though.
I'm happy with the Lakers loss.
Hey, but let me get to Jordy because you know Jordy's always a soft-spoken, quiet guy. I want to hear his take. He always has an interesting take.
Facts.
My God,
I disagree. I don't think he's
we'll
You're a
get
Lakers
to
fan.
that.
How would you know?
We'll get to it. But Jordan,
Hey, if he say one more thing about the Lakers, put him backstage. Kick him, put him backstage.
That's what I'm saying.
Facts.
You shouldn't even let him come up.
I apply by one rule: speak softly and carry a big stick.
oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, Howie
That's
Roseman.
the confidence. That's the confidence right there. But Jordan, let me get your reaction. What would you rate Jalen Hurts' performance today?
I give him about a 7.5, 8, because he did very well. He stepped up recently, but there's still little problems here and there that have plagued him for the full season, and they're normal at this point. That are starting to feel like they're getting worked out a little bit. He still doesn't feel like he feels like he's scrambling a little bit too early sometimes. It doesn't feel like he's completely content in the pocket, which I get. But now that the O-line's kind of settled down and there's not so many guys moving in and out, he should start to feel a little bit more content. He should be able to sit in the pocket a little bit longer, and he shouldn't just automatically be like, all right, scramble. But he's getting better with it. I will say that. He's also having a trouble here and there getting the ball to the open guy and locking on to certain receivers, because certain receivers were getting a bunch of targets. I mean, yes, Goddard was used, but he got a lot of targets. Smith was used, but he got a lot of targets. J-Jaw actually got a target and a catch. I think we can all be happy about that. But the ball wasn't spread around too well.
Somebody got
And-
a second screen.
Yeah, we're getting an echo. BLSG, my guys. I don't know if that was you. You were the last one to come through. You got something else open?
I don't.
That would
Hey,
be like-
you know
let me
all
play.
of those pass or all of those run blocks he done all year led up to just that moment for that catch, because no one expected that to happen. No one expected that.
I did. I believe in J-Jaw.
Hey, I saw that. She's awesome.
Why do you believe in?
You called him to
Why
get
do
a
you all
touchdown this
hate
game.
J-Jaw? What has J-Jaw ever done to you?
He had his mom hold a fucking umbrella. That's what he did to me.
That was pretty wild. You don't
He's
get my
a
Hey,
mind.
rebel.
first of all, he didn't get used.
Bro, if y'all say
I was
anything
in a-
about that comment, I'm gonna be mad.
No, I was in a live stream with Eagle Camp, and he was just like going off the wall.
Oh boy.
And
Hey,
he
let
said
me
that
just
we
take a
should
quick
get
second. Let me
Le'Veon
just take a
Bell.
quick second. I just want to shout out everybody in the chat, man. Like, I appreciate y'all. I'm looking through the comments, man. Thank y'all for coming through. You know what I mean? Jay Milton, Big Slay, I seen you. Jinx, Texas Eagle, random
That's
anytime.
not funny. I know what you're trying to get at. I know what
Nah,
you're trying to
that's
get
you.
at, Vic.
Is
I
that
know what
you?
you're
Slay,
Philly
that's
Insider.
you.
Like,
That's
I
not
appreciate all
me.
y'all
It's
for
been
coming through.
confirmed
Green
already.
Rain.
That's not me.
How
Hey,
you
man,
know? You
I
can be on
appreciate
your
all y'all
phone
for
with
coming
many
through, man. Thank
accounts.
you.
That depends which BPS is talking.
Oh, and we got Howie Roseman.
Oh
What's
my
good?
Hey,
Bro,
Howie.
he trying to throw
What's
off
up,
the scent.
man?
See, he trying to throw off the scent. He act like, man, I'm on to your game.
Hey,
I'm on to your game.
Hey, that's AKA Big Play Slay's burner account.
That's why he always got this off. He ain't got the camera on right now. He's too busy typing.
Yo, just to make y'all feel happy right now, Dallas looks like
Anyway.
shit at the moment.
Do that.
That's good.
Hey, AK, I got
Oh, I
something
got the Cincinnati game on.
AK, I
I don't
got
have
something
anything.
Oh,
I got
yeah. Who called that Colts game last night? Who called
What was
that
the-
Colts
yeah.
game last night?
You see me when I was like, yo, you saw me in the chat. I was like,
I did.
I totally misjudged Taylor on that one. I thought the Buffalo defense was
Yeah.
handle him. Listen, Jonathan
I
Taylor,
called that
right now, I'm just gonna offer you my apologies for doubting you. I won't do that again. As for the Buffalo defense, god damn, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? My man ran all over you.
Dude,
God,
I'm
make me
Baltimore winning.
listen. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to football, but God, y'all make me look dumb as shit when you do some things like that. The fuck?
Glad you didn't bet on him, did you?
Yo, no lie.
Yo, what was it?
bro.
173.
Hey, no
5
lie,
touchdowns?
though. I was wrong. Hey, no lie, though. I was wrong when the Jets won, so I'm 1 for 1.
I know, right?
I lost when the Jets won.
Wait, the Jets won?
No. The Dolphins took that.
So,
No. I said they were gonna win last night, but they ended up losing. I had faith, but they failed me.
Old was going to come up and play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rough game.
Hey, AK, how about that Lovey Smith defense, AK?
Right. Yo,
Listen,
come on.
I'm so
Tyrod
disappointed
Taylor,
in David
man, he's
Montgomery.
making it work. I ain't gonna lie, he's making it work.
So wait, Dante, I'm sorry, I gotta ask you. Texans, they won.
Yeah.
It was a great win against Tennessee, but
Yes, you did, Random.
It was an
Crazy,
awesome
but-
win. But hey, I'm not gonna go overhype.
Okay.
I can't believe these Cowboys getting their butts whipped. It is what 3-16? Am I understanding this correctly? Yep, 3-16 in a second.
Yo, I was almost
Told you.
right about the Lions game too, bro. They only lost by 3 fucking points. I told
But
you
I
they were
told
going to
you.
win 17-14. They lost 13-10.
But if the
I'm
Lions,
sorry,
and I told y'all, Nick Chubb, too much for them. He was. And
Dude,
if the
it's 3
Lions-
fucking points. What do you mean too much? It was 3 points.
No, but
They
I'm
only
saying,
lost by 3.
if the Lions couldn't beat Pittsburgh when they had that opportunity in front of them and ended up tying, I don't see them winning a game this year. I honestly don't. Do they play the Jets this
They
year?
got no heart.
Do they play the Jets this year? Does anyone know that?
I think they play the Jets.
One win.
Don't they? At the end of the year here?
I'll give them that one win.
Who?
The
Jets.
Lions,
Lions
don't
win
they
the Jets.
play the Jets?
Maybe they should sign Frank Gore to get them that one win.
No, hey, you know it all. I want to ask that
Yeah, he's
question real quick.
boxing,
Put it
dude.
on the panel.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
do
but
we
before
do
he
if
boxing.
Jordan Howard's out for a couple of weeks because we no longer have our power back? We might have to go sign a free agent who can give us a little oomph in our run game. It all depends on how bad
Hey,
Jordan
Gore.
Howard is, though.
Elijah Holyfield, paging Elijah Holyfield. Elijah Holyfield.
Well, who else is it? Didn't we have?
I mean, what
Huntley?
do you say we do with this? I mean, because that's a major loss right there if we lose him.
And he was playing well. He was playing.
I gotta say
well.
something about
Yeah, he
Hurts.
Well, I'll get into that because I do have a little segment I want for Miles Sanders because we'll get into it now. There was a tale of two
I
Sanders.
still gotta say something about Hurts.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah, I
Go ahead.
didn't even grade his.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
my little segment today, I ain't got much to say. All I gotta say is, Howie, you gotta put them binoculars away, brother.
Yeah, put them away. This is Hurts' team. This is Hurts' team right now. We
We got
don't
our
need.
quarterback.
We don't need a. We don't need
a.
We don't need a Kenny Pickett. We need Jalen Hurts. And I got a real meme real quick. Here's the NFL. We are all not scared of Jalen Hurts.
Thanks, DL.
Myself. Are y'all sure about that?
Hey, I alluded
Because
to it
he
earlier,
looks
but
like
let's
a
get
grown
to it.
man today, and I want to see that from Jalen every week.
Yeah, we definitely want to see that.
Last
every
3 weeks he been consistent. Jalen Hurts
Hey,
been consistent.
in the victory speech where they do like the motivation on 3, and then will we have one of the players go roots on 3, 1, 2, 3, roots, like what Jason Kelsey did the other week.
Phil was like, "Wait, what roots are we talking about right now? Where are we going with roots?" Hey,
Trust me, Philly Mike has like he has like the clip where Jason Kelsey's going roots on 3, 1, 2, 3, roots.
What's the line from Gone in
If you
60
can't
Seconds?
smoke him, I don't want him.
I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna smoke a joint. I'm gonna watch an hour of Roots, and I'm gonna kick your ass.
Hey, we talked about it earlier. You know, Jalen Hurts had a great performance, but Miles Sanders, when he came into the game, he fumbled. Then we see the pass that, Jalen was getting out of pressure, got Miles in the chest. Miles dropped the ball. And then in the second half, when Jordan Howard went down, we seen Miles come together, But like I said, there was a tale of two Miles. What do you think? Is he on track? Was it just something that he was rusty? Let me get your thoughts, Jordy. What did you think of Miles Sanders today?
His performance was very up and down. It should be expected from him just coming back from his injury, and he may have had some tough sections of the game. All in all, he still had a good better performance than some other running backs can boast this week. But he still played well, even with guys behind him getting touches between Howard and Scott. And at the end of the day, he did what we asked him to do. At times, did he struggle? Yeah, but he was there and he did what he had to do and helped get us to win. and that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if he made a mistake or two, fumbled the ball. He still performed to the best of his ability, and that's all we need, and that's all we needed, and that helped get us a win.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know, man. You can't be fumbling the ball. That's not okay.
Especially you gifted them their first touchdown. I mean, our offense was shutting them down that first half. They shouldn't even have had that first touchdown.
And the one thing that we were lucky with, that could have been a momentum swing.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, Vic. I was just going to say that.
We were lucky because our defense came back and, they responded. They responded quickly. So that we were lucky with that. But Coach Dante, what did you think of Miles today?
I think he had some ups and downs today, a little bit of inconsistency, but again, he just coming back from injury. Since injuring his leg in Las Vegas, he's gonna need some time to get back acclimated into his full self again. But he still had over 90-some rushing yards, I believe, if I looked at it right. So he still pretty much had a decent game. He still made an impact. And the worst thing you can do as a player that will piss a coach off is fumble the football. That pisses off a coach more than anything, more than the interception and more than anything in the world. You cannot fumble the ball, especially on your own side of the field. Was gave the Saints one of their scores. So again, he had some inconsistencies, but he turned it on when Jordan Howard pretty much went out of the game. He turned it on. So it's still a lot there for Miles Sanders. He just got to get back acclimated and get back in game shape. Looking to play again, but he did all right. He didn't do the best, but he did all right.
Yeah, definitely. AK, my guy, let me get your thoughts.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna give you this thought, and then I gotta get going. Got some kid things to do. But yeah, no, man, this is my guy. He's from the college I support. I get it. He's just coming back, but I even said it to Foothills right after second fumble. I was like, they need to take him out. Like, no lie. That was before Jordan was injured and stuff.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that. And it was twice within the 10-yard line each time. That's huge. You can't do that. And even though that second one didn't count, it was –
happened.
You know what I mean.
Still very disturbing to see, yeah.
Hopefully, hopefully, like we say, it's because it's his first game back. But I'll tell you what, man, he continues to do this the rest of the year. He will not be on this team next year.
Yeah, it was troubling.
He might already pull the plug, bro.
Never know.
Like you said though, once he made that second mistake, it was like, all right, put Howard in. You know what I mean? Like we understand he's rusty, but we can't have him, hinder this game. We can't have him stop momentum. And it was, like I said, if it wasn't for our defense, that would have been a big momentum shifter.
Yeah.
If
it was my fault,
I gotta get going. But
all right, AK.
Thank you so much for coming, my guy. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, AK.
We'll chop it up tomorrow.
No problem, man.
Good luck to the fam.
Yeah, exactly. Say what's up to the family.
Yep.
Will do. Later, guys.
All right, bud.
Fuzz, my guy. You moved up on the block, on the chain.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you top row. What do you think about Ray? What do you think about Sanders' performance today? What are your thoughts?
Outside of the fumbles, I thought he played pretty good. Early on, I thought he was being a little hesitant, hitting the hole. There was a second down early on in the game where he had a hole up the middle. It looked like he could have made the first down if he would have bounced it out to the right. He didn't hit the hole hard enough, and we got stopped. And then we got, then we didn't convert the third down. But almost having 100 rushing yards first game back, I thought he did pretty good. If it was my call, I would have had Jordan Howard starting and eased Miles into the game. Maybe the second series or so, just kind of eased them back. And there's no and there wouldn't have been any Jordan Howard's my clear running back one. No, it's just a matter of getting Miles back into game shape. And And I'm kind of old school like that. If it's not broke, don't fix it kind of mentality. So we've been rolling with Jordan Howard, and you continue to see it. He just seems to be like the more confident runner right now. He's seeing the holes better. He's hitting the holes harder, and that was a good one. Yeah, that was good. I like that.
Good timing, Mitch.
Yeah, perfect. You get the on that one.
Yes, I'm uploading my video right now.
But yeah, I mean, if I was going to grade Miles's performance today, I think it was probably a solid B performance. Like a 7 or an 8. Yeah, that's right around there. You just got to clean up. You got to hold on to that rock. You got to hold on to that rock, especially on your end of the field like that. You got to extra protect it. And he almost spilled it twice. Luckily, it only cost us 7 points. But like you said, it's a good thing our defense came to play today. Otherwise, we could be a lot more harsher on Miles Sanders right now.
Definitely. Yeah, you got to hold on to that ball because again, that hurts teams. Turnovers hurt a lot.
We can't have a leaking booby. When women breastfeed, sometimes it leaks. We can't have a leaky booby. That's just not.
Like you say, Miles is the water to the Eagles. You can't have any leaks. My God.
Yeah, no weak tits, guys. No weak tits.
Yeah, right.
Let's go. My man's foot is speaking.
Hey, any of you guys that don't have kids, you'll know what I mean when you do. You know what I mean.
A lot of cabbage. A lot of cabbage will be used around the house.
That's right.
But my guy, Mitch, what did you think of Sanders' performance today?
You can't fumble. That's the first thing. Can you imagine if he did not fumble? I don't think the Saints would have scored there. We would have been up 20-0 at that point. That would have been a much better first half than what we got. But great half, but we could have got a better half if it wasn't for Miles Sanders there. I don't know Miles Sanders. How many times did he get the ball? How many times did he run?
He had 10 carries. 10 carries for 63 yards.
No.
Jordan Howard, 18 carries for 69 yards.
No, that's Jalen Hurts. Miles Sanders was 16 for 94.
16 for 94. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so he had 94
yards.
Okay, he had 94 yards. Okay.
Well,
so, I mean, he could have done better. I agree with Foothills that he should have been eased in a little more, given the possessions more, not in the first, but the second, third. I agree with all that. Is he going to do this again next week? We have to wait and see.
Yeah, we were going into this game. We were the number 3 rushing football team. We may have moved into number 2 because we almost rushed for 250 today. We rushed for a combined 242 between the 4 of them, between Howard, Sanders, Hurts, and Scott. 242 on the ground today. I guess
on the number 1 rush defense. Yep.
Go.
Let's go.
I think the Colts, if anything, the Colts are still in the lead. So yeah,
right.
we're number 2.
What about them? They put it on the Bills today. Damn.
I had to take that L. Again, Jonathan Taylor, if you're watching this, I apologize for doubting you. Jay Boogie.
Yeah.
What'd you think about Miles Sanders today?
Well, of course, I did not like him giving the other team 7 points. That was not cool. He's been doing this too much. I mean, last year he did it too, I don't appreciate him not holding the ball properly. But other than that, I mean, he did pretty good. I mean, he put us on top. There was the one play that he went too far to the left instead of hitting the hole. Yeah, I mean, it was wide open too. If he just would have waited a second, that's the problem, man. He's not patient enough to hit the hole right. He's got to be more patient, man. He'd be excellent. But yeah, I give him a B for Booby.
Solid grade for the boobs. BLSG, my guy. What are your thoughts? What are you going to rate Miles Sanders for today? We've seen the ups and downs. We've seen the mistakes. What do you think?
I mean, I thought Miles Sanders was okay. I mean, he had his ups and downs. He had an okay game. He was all right. But again, like everybody on this panel has been saying, Miles Sanders, stop fumbling the football. This is a habit you've been doing for the past few years, my guy. You're a veteran in the NFL, and you got to stop doing that, especially if you're an RB1. And I get that you're coming back and everything, but as a veteran running back, you can't be fumbling that ball, my guy. You can't be fumbling that ball because otherwise, if you keep doing that, you're probably not going to be here next year. And then Howie Roseman's just going to get you out of the building. So you got to hold on to the ball a little bit more than brother. But apart from that, I thought Miles Sanders had a great game. And let's hope that he can continue to rush for many more yards and just hold on to the football more. And in terms of our rushing attack, like Foothill said before, my hot take in my preview when I made my preview, what did I say? The Eagles would find a way to run the ball on the Saints defense. That was the hot take, and it happened right on the nose with 242 rushing yards. That's what I'm talking about. Let's effing go.
Love the energy, Mark. Love the energy. Yeah, I think for Miles, it was a lot of rust coming back, especially when you look at the season as a whole. He wasn't used a lot. He wasn't used properly. He's coming in today, as we all know, off of injury. It was his first game back in, 6 games, I think he missed out?
No, I think he was out 3.
Oh, it was 3? Oh, I'm sorry.
It was like short-term IR.
Yeah,
short-term
it was,
IR, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. I thought it was long-term. But, he misses 3 games, comes in. We had a momentum building. We're moving the ball downfield good, and he fumbles again. Like I said, Hurts avoids pressure, finds Sanders, he drops the ball, and then we had that second fumble that luckily was called back. There was some rust on him, but you got to look at how he ended up. With 94 yards. After those first 2 mistakes, you didn't think 94 yards would be anywhere near his future. He rebounded well. Again, looking forward. You got to be happy with what the guy gave you. He rebounded. Let's be honest. That second fumble, again, we all know that was costly. Luckily, it didn't count. Hopefully, he got to clean that up. Hold the ball tight. If anyone ever taught us, Tiki Barber. You got to keep it 6 and 12. Hold it down tight. But yeah, I think there's a lot of positive takeaway from Miles. We all know the negatives. We all seen it. He knows what he has to do to clean it up. It was a great game all around. Now I'm going to touch on the last guy on the offense. We spent a 1st-round pick on our guy, our rookie, Devonta Smith. What did we all think about him today? He had his ups and downs, but he had a decent game. I'm gonna start off with you, Mitch. Focused on the phone.
Keep doing it, man.
I'm just doing my thing for my video, man. But
I got you.
Mitch, we're playing.
Yo, get off the U-porn, bro.
Mitch, we're buds on here. We're playing.
Wow.
We're brothers.
Wow, Boogie, wow. And I'm sure I'm used to calling you that. Boogie. What are you, that YouTuber, Boogie2988? But Devonta Smith, that beautiful catch, if only it had counted. If only his foot was in bounds.
Yeah.
If he caught that ball, man. He did his thing. What else? He had to come back on the first one.
Did you guys see Lattimore pick him up after that play? Like,
I know, bro.
I legit thought he was going to drop him again. Like, I thought he was picking him up and
and then
that's why he was frustrated.
I know, bro.
Like, I don't know about you, but as a grown man, I don't want anyone picking me up at will around. Like, I'm a grown baby. Like, I would have been happy about that.
Picked him up like potatoes.
Yeah.
Bro, facts, bro.
So Devonta Smith did his thing. It's Devonta Smith. What else do you want me to say?
And who would have known? Freaking J-Jaw had a catch today, and Quez didn't. So that was crazy, right? Freaking J-Jaw with the what did he have? Like one catch for 23 yards for that first down at the end of the game.
First down.
23. Hey, all he needed one to show.
J-Jaw thought he won the Super Bowl right there.
He only need one shot.
For him, he did. He actually got a look for once in his
career.
career.
It's like, oh my God, he's throwing me the football. Holy crap.
All J-Jaw got to say is
like,
that
I got it.
my yards per catch, I'm looking at 23 yards per catch right now.
Right?
Highest in the NFL. One of the highest in the NFL.
Oh,
He's
my
got
goodness.
more than some though.
You're just going. You're just going. That's my first target of the year. Thank you.
Right. Mom,
Thank
get the
you
door.
all. I appreciate my quarterback throwing me the ball. Thank you very much.
Boogie, what did you think about the Rook?
Smith, I think he played an all right game. I thought he had that touchdown and that catch, but he didn't get 2 feet in, so it doesn't count. But I think he had a solid game. That comeback he did, the comeback route, that was pretty nice. And he was solid, man.
Yeah. BLSG, what are your thoughts?
I thought he was solid too. I mean, if only, like Mitch said before, like on the pass where he only had 1 foot in, if only the other foot was in bounds, bro. Like that would have been a miraculous catch by Devonta Smith. Probably, I think it would have been right at the 1 or in the end zone. But anyway, that would have been a great catch by Devonta Smith. But apart from that, I still think he had a solid game. I mean, I will take that for Devonta Smith. I mean, that's our rookie wide receiver there, our first-round wide receiver. And also the Bama collection, the Bama connection is still alive, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, it definitely is alive and well. Foothills, my guy. Let me get your thoughts on the rookie.
Yeah, I thought, and I continue to think that he's playing very solidly this year. I like what I see out of the kid. Today he had 4 catches for I think 61 yards, 15. I think it was a little over 15 yards a catch. So, I mean, he continues to get open. He continues to find the good spots against the defense to either set it down and put his hands up, or he just like today. Hurts found him on a nice crosser. Where he had some nice space. He even stopped on the sideline, got some more yards up the field. And for the most part, I think that we have ourselves a smart kid who stays out of trouble off the field, and he's going to only continue to progress and grow as a true number 1 receiver. We saw it last week. He didn't get a touchdown this week, but we continue to see that he knows how to get open, and Jalen's getting him the ball. So, I think he just I think we've only really begun to see fully what we're going to get out of Devonta Smith, and I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Definitely. I think we only cracked the surface of what he can bring to this team. Coach Dante, what do you think about our guy Devonta Smith? What do you think? Your thoughts?
I think it was a solid showing by Devonta Smith. He's been another guy that's been consistent lately. But like I said, again, we all know when you have that running game, it opens up a lot for other people. It's not just about Devonta Smith anymore.
Yeah, knock
you
it
can
off.
You can see everybody else getting touches, and that's freeing up Devonta Smith. That's bringing more guys in the box to try to shorten up that running game and look and getting some better one-on-one coverages and getting guys up out of that zone. So, and back in the day, the catch that Devonta Smith caught that was out of bounds, that used to be a real catch, because that'll be forcing them out at that point of time now. But that was still a great catch. That was still a great effort. Like I say, the crossing pattern over the middle was pretty decent. This guy knows how to get open. He has good footwork, and he's electric. So again, he's only scratching the surface. He's still young. And like I say, they're able to do that against a top corner in the league, and Marshawn Lattimore, probably the best corner you will see in this league. That's a good start for Devonta Smith. So many more performances by Devonta Smith. Great catch, great hands, great speed. Everybody thought he was going to get broken up coming into the NFL because he's small. But like I say, he played in the SEC where you got NFL players all over in the SEC. So again, great showing by Devonta Smith against probably one of the top corners in the game in Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah, Smith came to play, came ready. But that's one thing I want to say. When he might be a rookie, but when those cornerbacks come, they got to come and bring their lunch pail. You know what I'm saying? You got to clock in. You going to work. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna put you to work today. But Jordy, let me get your thoughts. What do you think about Devonta Smith's performance today?
He performed well. I mean, this is one of his bigger performances. he had moments that weren't necessarily the greatest, not because of him, but because of just things that happened, like having 1 foot down or things getting called back. But that's been a problem for the whole team. But he did very well. He was the main attraction, I should say, of the offense, the main target. Goddard kind of was too, but he was the main guy. He really stepped up when his number was called this week, and let's hope we can see more from him next week, because that's one thing that we've wanted a lot of, was guys that can step up when their name's been called, and certain spots have not been able to do it, and certain spots have. Linebacker. But I'm glad the receivers could step up today, especially Smith, and it showed. It definitely showed.
Yeah, it did. My take on the rookie is, like, we have our guy. His route running today again on point. His attempts were there. You seen him, like we all talked about that catch. If he had a second toe in bounds, it would have been one of the best catches we've seen all season. Spectacular. His performance is out there. He's incredibly smart. Very intelligent football-wise, IQ, smart, and even off the field, because the guy's physical therapist. That's what he studied for. He's giving guys tips on the sideline. I'm very excited to what we have in, Devonta Smith. Especially going, I don't want to look too far ahead, but next season, man, you gotta have that hope that he's only going to play better. So like in the back of your mind, you see what he does, and you're amazed at his performance. But again, in my mind, I'm thinking about how even better he's going to play next season. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking about that, and I just can't wait. But for the time being, watching him and seeing him do his thing, I'm loving it. I can't say enough about the kid. He's a great player. He had a slow start, but he's catching along. A lot of circumstances were against him, but look at him. He's leading the team in receptions today. He's second in receptions, 61 yards, 15.2 yards per catch. That's a great day. We wish it could have been more, but at the end of the day, we got the win. Everything took care of itself. But, Jordy, you mentioned TJ Edwards. I think that's a great segue because, we've given this offense enough attention. Let's focus on the defense because they performed well. They showed up today. So we got to credit these guys. And one guy, let me just start off with, was, I believe he had a great performance from the rip. As soon as the Saints got the ball, my guy TJ Edwards came to play. So, gentlemen,
that's what I'm saying.
Let's give credit where credit's due. What are our thoughts on TJ Edwards? Jordy, let's pick it up back with you. What do you think about TJ Edwards today?
He had a very good game. He's been getting a little bit more and more time as the season's gone on because the first team linebackers in Wilson and Singleton were split up. Wilson, as we know, because he was cut, and Singleton because he was struggling and did a couple of steps back from last year. So Edwards had to step up along with the guys alongside him, and he did that today. 7 tackles, 3 assisted tackles, the interception. He's showing up, and that's all you can ask of a guy like him because he's been waiting for this for so long. He got some time last year. He was in and out of the starting lineup, I think, but he never got the consistent chance to show what he could do. And then this year he started running with the second and third team and never really got a look in the first team. Then the struggles continue in the linebacking core carrying from last year, and now he gets his chance. He stepped up. And this is a linebacker core that really hasn't had a bright spot this year, and he showed that he can be that bright spot. He's got the potential to be it, and let's hope he can carry consistency into next week and continue to be said bright spot, because other than that, we really don't have anybody that we're like, yep, that's a guy that I think is good and will perform next year.
Yeah, he definitely is a bright spot. He's one person who we can say that, it's been 2 weeks, I understand, but we could have, for once, some promise in a linebacker. We haven't had it in some time. We could look forward into one of our linebackers. But Coach Dante, what did you think about TJ Edwards today?
I think TJ Edwards, since he's been getting consistent playing times, he's been amazing. Today, the interception was a great interception. That's like almost a receiver catching a goddamn football. That was a great interception. You starting to see him go sideline for sideline to make plays. And even though he's been better ever since we gave up Eric Wilson, even though he came to my Texans, but we don't need him. We got Veruja Hill over there that's going crazy, so we don't need him. So again, I think TJ Edwards was amazing. Him being able to tackle, being able to cover and coverage, that's pretty amazing for TJ Edwards. So I'm very impressed with TJ Edwards, and this guy keep doing what he's doing, keep getting these opportunities. He's going to continue to show up. And I just like the way he come up and make a tackle and fill in the lanes on the running game, being able to cover receivers, tight ends, and to jump in front of that ball on Trevor Siemian where he should have when he had a post route that was wide open. When he had a corner route, that was a corner route. I saw a receiver in a corner route that he kind of missed, that Siemian kind of missed, and TJ Edwards was able to jump in front of it and catch an interception. So if Trevor Siemian threw that ball to the corner, that was going to be a wide open catch for somebody. But great job by TJ Edwards stepping in front of it and then able to jump up and catch a tough interception, some interception that some linebackers cannot make. But he's been great, man. He's been awesome. So let's hope he can keep it up, man. He's been very good since he's been getting consistent playing time.
Yeah, he has. Foothills, what do you think on TJ Edwards? You know, he's been up and down. You know, a lot of people talked about his speed. A lot of people talked about if he couldn't handle the middle linebacker position. Like Jordy mentioned, 7 tackles, 3 assists, and 1 interception. What do you think about my guy's performance today?
You know, even before today, even before this season, I was high on TJ Edwards. I was preaching for him to get more playing time because I know this is what you get with TJ Edwards right here. He's aces. TJ Edward is absolute aces. I love this guy. I love what he's doing. He's playing great in the run defense. And then today you've seen him be a stud in pass coverage as well. So he continues to flourish at the linebacker position. He is probably, him and Davion Taylor have probably been our 2 bright spots for the most part at the linebacker position this year. But TJ Edwards, he just continues to play lights out. And we might have to steal that nickname from Sean Merriman because TJ Edwards is really starting to play some dominant football in the middle. And that bodes well for us going down the stretch because when the weather gets bad, what do teams like to do? They like to run the ball. So if we got a good run stop, we got a good shot down the stretch. So that's my thought on TJ Edwards. I'm ready to get his jersey. That's how much I like this guy right now. I am very high on TJ.
Hey, with a linebacker on our team playing well, we have a great shot finally.
Yep. TJ, he's aces, guys. He's aces all day.
That he is. BLSG, my guy. What are your thoughts on Edwards?
Yeah, man. I thought TJ Edwards had an incredible game today. That man in coverage, though, and especially with that interception, I love what I saw out of TJ Edwards. And he continues to grind and continues to get better at his game. And I have been loving what I've been seeing from TJ Edwards because he's been a stud as a linebacker, and hopefully it continues going forward.
Yeah, I do too. Definitely. Mitch, what are your thoughts?
Honestly, it shocked me. It caught me off guard because I did not think. What was that? The first throw attempt by Trevor Siemian was the pick? Was that the first? It was the very
first one. Very first one.
That's the first and the first interception that the New Orleans had in like 6 weeks.
Yeah, and you want to hear something funny? I had a couple Saints content creators on. Vic, I think you were there for this. And I was like, I guarantee you we're going to have at least 2 interceptions. I got it right. It right. He hasn't responded to me on Twitter yet. But it's just like, dude, I'm not scared of Trevor Siemian. I want TJ Edwards. He did great. Can he do this against a good quarterback? Maybe like I'm not calling Daniel Jones a good quarterback, but he's definitely better than Trevor Siemian.
Yeah. Well, an actual starter, you mean? An actual starter.
Yeah. Right. So that's my take on that.
Yeah. Great take.
Hey, they backed up my hot take. So I'm like, I'm fine there.
Listen, like I mentioned before, Edwards, he had a long road. coming out undrafted out of Wisconsin, I believe, correct? He came onto the team. Initially, we thought, he was the guy. He just had to work his way on. He was a little raw. It took him a little longer than we thought, but he showed out on special teams, and that's what kept him in it. And every time he got an opportunity here and there, he would make a play. Earlier in the season, that's what, we got looks on him. He was making some plays when he was in there. And now that he got that opportunity, I hope he does his best and runs away with it. Because, like I said today, his play was spectacular. It's nothing to sneeze at when you got 7 tackles and interception, especially that interception. It could have been 2. Had it been 2, man, he would have got my MVP for the game. But with all that being said on his performance, I have to ask everyone a question. Now, we've been longing for a cornerback tandem, for a while. The days of, we had Dawkins back there, those days we had Troy Vincent, we had Bobby Taylor. Yeah, we had Asante Samuels. We had his counterpoint.
Hey, don't forget Lito Shepard. I have the signed football.
Lito Shepard and Sheldon Brown.
Sheldon Brown.
My dad called him Lito Tote Shepard, but I don't care. I got the signed football.
But I honestly think now we have a legit trio. When you look at Slay, you look at Nelson and Maddox, hopefully everything's well with them. But we have a legit trio that we can hopefully build on. But my one question is for everyone, because Dante, you mentioned about Marcus Lattimore before. I just want to know, is Big Play the best cornerback in the league? My guy has his level of play has increased exponentially this season.
Which Big Play do we actually need him?
The interceptions are coming in; they're frequent. We've seen Diggs out of the Cowboys. He had a lot of heat coming on early in the season, but I think Big Play, he's been rising up and rising up. To me, right now, I say he's the best corner. But let me get your opinions on that. We'll start off with you, Foothills. What do you think?
Right now, I think he's definitely in the top 2 or 3. I really do, especially the level of play that he continues to. I mean, the level he is just playing at another level as opposed to everybody else for the most part. So, I mean, is he the best corner in the league? I don't know. That's probably up for debate, obviously, but I think he's definitely in the top 2 or 3. Definitely.
We're gonna do snake this time. Coach Dante, what are your thoughts on Big Play Slay?
I got him top 2. I think Marshawn Lattimore is still the best corner in the game. But he's playing the best right now. He's playing the best cornerback right now. I'm not sold on Traquan Diggs. Most of his interceptions, actually, he be at the right spot at the right time, and they just be on lack of quarterbacks in receivers communication. So he's an all out. He's like a ball hawk or nothing. He can't cover. He can't cover anything. So again, I think Slade can cover, and he got to get a little Slade can cover, and he's just not a ball hawk. He's both. He's a ball hawk and he can cover. One thing you got to fix about Slade, he just got to learn. He just got to learn how to be better at tackling. But he's a top 2 corner in the game behind Marshawn Lattimore, and he's playing better though. He is playing better football than Marshawn Lattimore, but I will still put Marshawn Lattimore over Darius Slay. I'm not putting Diggs over Darius Slay. I just can't do that. I can't do it. So again, Diggs right now, man, the guy two touchdowns in a row, fumble, pick 6 last week, pick 6 this week, fumble last week. Hey, I love the way Darius Slay is playing some football, man. This guy's been very good, and nobody is throwing on that side. Going to continue to throw over there on that side. He's going to shut down his side, just like Marshawn Lattimore over there. He's going to take away your best receiver, and that's what I like by Darius Slay. That's what I was talking about in my interview when I had interviewed Philly Foothills that day. I want to see Slay on the best receivers in the game. And he's been doing a great job of getting over there and guarding, taking out these receivers like Cortland Sutton and these guys like Callaway. I want to see him on the best. You're getting paid a lot of money to be a lockdown corner. I want to see you travel over there on these number ones, and he's done a terrific job of doing that. So I got Slay as a number 2 cornerback, but I still got Marshawn Lattimore above him. But if he's keep playing like how he playing, then I'm have to switch it. But he's definitely playing some better football than any corner in the game right now.
Hey, man, I respect it. Jordy, let me get your thoughts. Do you think Big Play Slay right now is the best corner in the league?
It's definitely up for debate, but I don't think I can put him up there as the best. Is he in the conversation? Absolutely. He's been there for a long time. But there's a lot of other CBs, too, that you can make a case for. Guys like Alexander, Ramsey, White, Humphrey, even. There's a bunch of guys that you can make a case for that are all high-ranking corners in this league. Slay's
I forgot. Jalen Ramsey is the best corner in the game. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. He is the best corner in the game.
Slay said top 2 or 3, yeah.
But that's like it's like what Jordy said,
Ramsey.
though. It's like Jordy said, like Lattimore, Slay, Ramsey. It's in the discussion.
Slay is top 3. He's definitely. I agree with Philly Foothills. He's number 3. He's right at 3.
Yeah, and there's so many corners you can make the debate for that. For everyone, it's almost always different who's the number one. So he can be the number 1. He can be the number 3. It just depends on interpretation. But he's definitely up there, no doubt about it.
Yeah, agreed. BLSG, what do you think? Is our corner the best corner in the league?
I mean, I don't think he's the best corner in the league, but he's definitely top 3. Especially when Jordy brought up Jalen Ramsey, because Jalen Ramsey, man, he's one of the best corners in the NFL. We cannot go wrong with that right now. We can't go wrong saying Jalen Ramsey's one of the best corners in the league. I mean, we forgot about Jalen Ramsey. We all went mind blown, and then we're bringing on Marshawn Lattimore, despite the fact that Devonta Smith had him a few times, honestly, and then Darius Slay, I mean, he's good, man. He's good. Like, he's ready to go. I got him as a top 3 corner in the league. And speaking of Darius Slay, prayers up to him, man. He was actually in concussion protocol, so hopefully he plays next week against the Giants. So prayers go out to Darius Slay, and hopefully he plays next week, man.
Yeah, hopefully we need him. We definitely need him in the backfield.
Have you guys heard anything on Jordan Howard? I know he had that bad. He had landed kind of awkwardly on his neck. I seen him on the sideline talking to Jalen Hurts, so I don't think it's anything too serious.
Yeah, I never got a report about any of that. I only got a report about Darius Slay.
Probably just a neck strain. Yeah.
Yeah, if that's the case, I would assume he would play next week against the Giants.
Yeah.
All we need next week is Boston Scott.
Hey, he's the Giants killer. Let's go, Boston.
Who's ever in the Yahoo Fantasy League? Maybe. But as for Darius Slay, he's up there. But my opinion, he's the best defender in our team. Honestly, he's the best defenseman we got. I mean, Fletcher Cox was on that long stretch, and then now he got a forced fumble today. That's good. He finally did that. And Hargrave has been letting down a little bit there. So Darius Slay, in my opinion, he's the best in our team. But you were talking about the cornerback duos, right? So, or the trio, or whatever. Do you guys see Steven Nelson coming back next year?
Probably not.
That's my.
You think they're going to trade him?
Well,
he's a rental corner.
We only had him.
Deal.
Yeah, we only had him for 1 year.
No,
he's a 1 year deal.
It's a 1-year deal. So if you don't feel like
So after this year, he would be a
performing this year, if you don't feel like he's good enough
He'd be a free
to be
agent
on this
after
roster and performing, you can let him walk. You can actually let him walk. You don't feel like he's good enough to be on this team. You can actually let him walk.
If he
So
wants
basically, it was a 1 year with a team second option.
Put Tay Gowan on the opposite side of Slay. Put Tay out there.
I like that take.
I want
No,
Zach
I like that
McPherson. Give me Zach McPherson. Come on, man. I want to see him play.
Well, this is what I say about Slay. Like, the reason why I
let's
say
put Craig James
right
out
now-
there. Let's put him as our C. C.
No, wait. How about Whiteside? He did have a catch. Can you imagine him as a
23
corner?
yards. 23 yards, man. He's contributing. You got to be happy with that.
Next up, let's pick up Kayvon Seymour.
No,
but I'll say my piece on Slay.
Mitch,
It's
I'm
the fact
playing.
that his level of play has increased every week. You know, he's going against the number one guy, and we're not hearing much of them. You know,
Right.
DJ Moore, upcoming star, nothing. You know, when we play against the Panthers, you know, everyone he's going up against, he's matching up well, and he's winning those matchups. And like I said, he's coming away with turnovers. Jalen Ramsey, he's a great player, but he's mostly an all-around corner. They use him as a linebacker. They use him for everything. So that's why, yeah, I would say Jalen Ramsey is the best all-around corner. Marshawn Lattimore, yeah, he's a great cover guy. But again, when I say best corner, all said and done, right now, I'm gonna give it up to Slay. You know, he's performing. He's getting the ball. He's getting the turnovers.
He's
Got to give it to him.
doing his thing. But
really
I just saw something hilarious. Jordy, you're gonna find this hilarious. The Lakers putting DeAndre Jordan back into the starting lineup.
Yeah!
Yay!
That makes
I
me
can't
happy.
believe DeAndre's still out there doing it.
Hey, the only thing that will make it better is if they had Udonis Haslem right next to him.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to jump off of here. I got a late lunch, early dinner that I'm going to go to with the wife. So I enjoy being on with you guys for a little bit. It's always fly, Eagles fly. We're going for 3 in a row next week. Let's go.
Bro,
We're gonna
I
go fun,
appreciate
y'all.
you
See
coming
you
through,
Stadium,
man.
we'll get that win next week.
Well, the Saints
Definitely.
lost 3 in a row. There's that. The Saints lost 3 in a row.
And we're going to win 3 in a row.
Appreciate you for coming through, my guy. Tell the missus
I'm gonna
I
pop
said what's
off
up.
too. I'll talk to
You
you.
have fun, have a good time, and we'll
you
chat it up
guys.
later.
All right.
Take
Thanks,
care,
guys.
Foothill.
You guys too.
Man. Hey man, that was thank you Foothills for coming through. Everybody for coming through. We're gonna keep it rolling though. We got into the defense, we got into the defensive players, but all in all, let me just ask a question: what would you rate today's performance on the defensive side of the ball?
Oh,
Let me start off with you, Jordy. What do you give the defense all around grade?
Honestly, I'd give them an 8 because they had very good performances throughout the game. They had the turnovers. They had a lot of momentum stopping drives. They let off the gas a lot in the beginning of the fourth, and that's something that brings them down in the grade a little bit. That and they just had moments where it was not there. But all in all, they really did have a good game. They looked complete. Gannon looked like a great signal caller for once, and nobody can really be mad with what happened this week. The defense showed up and performed, and at the end of the day, it's all we can ask.
Yeah, definitely. They came to play. They played hard. We ended up with the win, even though they scored 29. The score really doesn't show the whole story of how the game played out. But Coach Dante, the team is defense. They fought today. They got turnovers. They got the team frustrated. What do you think of the performance?
See, I would like I said, I'm a kind of tough person. I would give them an A, but I can't because the only problem, they let off the gas again. I know that was garbage time points, but you cannot do that. They did that last week, the same thing, and guys were frustrated. You got to keep it on all 4 quarters again. But other than that, it was solid. I give them a B plus instead of a A. The one fumble that was by Miles Sanders. So other than that, you take off that 7. That's 22 points actually. But you gotta play. You gotta play as if the game was close. You just can't let off the gas and give up too many yards. I understand the game was already over at that point, but you gotta keep playing football until you see those 3 zeros on the clock. Other than that, I think that was good. I think they were really, really good. I'm gonna give them a B plus for that performance. I just can't give them an A.
Hey, stern but fair, man. There's a lot of things you can say. But BLSG, what would you grade the defense today?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to give him an A like Dante said because if I'm going to only give him an A if they can do the same thing through 4 quarters. If they do the same thing through 4 quarters, I'll give them an A. But because they kind of gave it up a little bit in the third and the fourth, but in the fourth they kind of ramped up again, I'll give them a BB plus. So kind of around what Dante said. But if the Eagles defense can step up for all 4 quarters and can do the same thing in all 4 quarters positively, then I might change it to an A. But apart from that, good performance by the D, but let's perform well in all 4 quarters.
Oh, and I want to touch on one more thing, Vic, before Money Minch go. Again, if you slack up like they did the last 2 weeks, you're giving the next team that we're about to play film. You got film on them. They say they will lit up if the game is close. This defense will break if this game was close or if the game is a blowout. So you got to keep that in mind. In no point of games, you can't let up off the gas. So they done it 2 weeks, let up off the gas. Even though the game was over, you just got to keep playing until you see those 3 zeros on the clock. You can't keep giving a team ideas on how to beat you and saying, and guys are looking at film and saying this team is gonna let up. Even if we behind this, we got the potential to come back because this team will let it happen. So that's why I bring up the narrative. You gotta play every minute, all 4 quarters. You cannot take your foot off the gas.
Yeah, definitely. Can't argue with that there. Money Mitch, what do you think about the defense?
So the defense was good until the fourth quarter, like everyone said. They made Trevor Siemian look like really like a top 10 quarterback in the fourth quarter. I mean, what was that? The guy's Trevor Siemian. I never even heard of this guy until last game, honestly. What was he? 22 for 40, 214 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Here's something. We did not sack him at all.
But we got 2 interceptions on him.
We did, but we didn't sack him. How do we not sack someone who stays there?
Well, there were a couple of times where Hargraves, especially, he came through in the middle rough. Barnett, you know me, I don't like giving him much credit, but there was a play there where he got held up, where he could have gotten a sack. You know what I mean? But that's on the refs. They didn't call it. We'll move on forward. But there was pressure. That's the most important thing. There was pressure.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a B just because we didn't sack him. Like, to me, that's bothers me.
Stern Buffet again. All in all, I'm gonna give them an A- because what I'm saying, from the onset, they came ready to play. I mentioned it before. When Sanders fumbled, that was a big momentum shifter in the game, and they kept it on track. That bend but break, they didn't even budge. You know what I mean? When the Saints got that ball back, they didn't budge one bit. They took care of business. Yeah, they let off the gas. What was it, the late third quarter, early fourth? But I think that was probably more of them playing along, trying to see what they can do in different looks. They got caught off guard. Saints came back. They scored 29 points. That didn't look good. But we all know if they wanted to put the, as we all said, if they wanted to put the pedal to the metal, they could have handed, New Orleans probably 10 points if they wanted to at the end of the day when it was all said and done. I think New Orleans ended up with 17 points out of nowhere. So, it is what it is. I think they played well. We got, like I said, we got takeaways. We got pressure. We didn't get sacks like we want. That's something that we need going forward. But like I said, there were some circumstances where they got held up. Refs didn't see. It is what it is. A- all around. But while we're talking about the defense, we've had a lot of issues specifically with.
I'm going to head out. I'll talk to you all later.
Hey, Mitch, appreciate you for coming through, my guy.
Hey, Mitch.
Thank you.
Yep. See you guys.
All right, money.
But like I was saying, with the defense, we focus on one person in particular, and we talk about him every time on the show. So, we're going to bring up that segment, the weekly segment of what are our thoughts about Coach Gannon? Coach, I'm going to start off with you. Coach.
My thoughts on Coach Gannon, I thought he did very well this weekend. But like I said, again, got to teach your players. You got to coach the whole game. I saw him bring a lot of pressures, forced Trevor Siemian to throw the ball into tight coverages and force turnovers. That's what you got to do. You got to bring pressure. You got to trust these cornerbacks. Man to man at times. You can't always play zone all the time because once you keep feeding into it don't matter what quarterback you have, you just don't want to keep these guys keep playing pitch and catch, and me throwing the ball to BLSG. That's too easy. You don't want to keep that going. But I thought Jonathan Gannon handled himself pretty well the last 2 weeks. Still room for improvement. Again, they came out like a bat out of hell, ready to play. And the coaching staff had these guys prepared to play, and they made a statement this weekend. And anytime you cause turnovers, a fumble, 2 interceptions, and you win the turnover battle, that's good. That's a win on my end for the defense. So I thought the defense performed, like I say, really well. And Jonathan Gannon did a great job. So I'll say again, this defense got a B+. Jonathan Gannon get a B+ for me.
Definitely. Jordy, what are your thoughts on our embattled defensive coordinator?
7.5. I don't know. He had a good game. All things considered, he stepped up compared to previous weeks. He tried different looks. That's always good. It's always good for a defensive coordinator to do stuff like that. But it should have been a little earlier that it was brought in. They tried some different looks at times, especially when they took their foot off the gas. I get it. It was a good time for experimenting a little bit, but could have done it a little later, and it would have been a little better because at that point, game's sealed. You don't have to worry about a comeback, and you can just try whatever you want. But he still did good. He's definitely had worse games. He called it pretty well, and there's always room for improvement, but there was a lot of improvements that were made that game, and it feels like a big step forward for Jonathan Gannon, and that I'm happy about.
Definitely. Huge step going forward. BLSG, my guy, what do you think about our defensive coordinator? What are your thoughts on today's performance?
Yeah, I definitely think that Jonathan Gannon stepped up today. I mean, sending the blitz packages, sending the house at Trevor Siemian, maintaining all the pressure that they can, despite the fact that they did not get a sack today, which was unfortunate. But way to apply pressure to Trevor Siemian, and way to send TJ Edwards out there to get the interception, and way to have Darius Slay get one as well for a pick six. Way to get the defense going again, and for that, I'll give you a round of applause, brother. Keep this up. Let's do it next week, and let's do it for the rest of the season.
Definitely. We got to bring that. We got to bring that momentum. My thoughts on Gannon is, we're seeing a coach progress. We're seeing a coach progress in front of us. You know what I mean? Like at the beginning of the season, we've seen horrible play calling, horrible decision making, and little by little, like he's gotten along. The team came first. It's crazy because the team came first, then Coach Sirianni, and now it seems like Gannon's finally falling in line. He's getting everything. We're even to the point where now he's experimenting. Yeah, it might have cost us, but he gave himself enough cushion to have the opportunity to experiment around in the game. So for me, I like where he's going forward. I like the direction that he's headed in right now. It could have been a lot worse for us. He could have been doing the same things he was doing 3 weeks ago, but it's not. The guy, everybody's finally getting it on this team, which leads me to my next question. Do you think that after 11 weeks, have we finally found our identity? Do you think we've got it right now? Everything's fallen into place. We know what our offense is. We know what our defense should be. Do you think that even with our coaching staff, do you think we're at a point now where we are who we are? BLSG, let me start off with you.
I mean, I think the Eagles might have found their identity, but why has it taken this long to find it? But thank God we finally found our identity. Nick Sirianni looks like he knows what he's doing. Jonathan Gannon looks like he knows what he's doing. And it's only going to get easier from here. We got the Giants next week, Washington, Giants, Jets. It's just getting easier from here. So hopefully we can keep finding our identity. And hopefully we can win out, maybe lose one, and hopefully find our way into a playoff spot based on what we're seeing right now.
Woo, yeah, I'm hoping. I don't want to lose any at all. You mentioned one. I don't want to lose none. But Coach Dante, what do you think? Do you think we finally, in game 11, we found our identity?
I think the offensive side of the ball did. I think the offensive side of the ball found their identity. I think they found out who they were, that we can't put so much pressure on Jalen Hurts' arm. We got to limit him and just run the ball 30 times a game or 40 times a game. You're seeing the impact right now of Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard. You started seeing these two bruising backs go downhill, and you starting to see Jalen Hurts make some of these throws that he wasn't making at the beginning of the season. Now that's a lot of stress off his arm, and you start seeing him get away from them RPOs a lot more, and you start seeing them running downhill and using Jalen Hurts' legs. You're starting to see him be more smarter, game by game. I think the offense found their identity. I think the defense somewhat, but I got to see more for Jonathan Gannon in his defense. I got to see more. I don't know if he found his identity yet. I got to see more. We've seen it last 2 games, but I got to see more. But I think the offensive side of the football found their identity.
Yeah. Jordy, my guy, what do you think? Do you think we're finally there on both ends, or do you agree with Dante? One of the sides of the ball figured out their identity.
I think I wouldn't say both sides have entirely found their identity. I think the offense has really found its groove and it's getting there, but I still think there's a little bit they need to figure out. And it's with the receivers and the tight ends and the utilization and the balancing that out. They've got the running back thing set. They've got the balancing between runs and passes set. It's just about the play calling and who you're getting the ball to that really needs to be figured out. And then on defense, they've started to find their groove. They're starting to find the personnel that are right for them in certain packages. And them today taking the time to kind of experiment, it shows that they're at a spot that they've really found, that they're starting to find that groove, but I don't think they've completely found it, and that experimentation shows it that there's still stuff they're testing and seeing what will work and what won't before they can fully really have an identity. Because there's times where this defense doesn't have an identity, and that really needs to be fixed before we can say that there is a full identity to that side of the ball too.
Yeah. I agree with what Coach Dante said. I think the defense is still in the process of trying themselves. Coach Gannon is still in the process of trying to find himself as a defensive coordinator. The offense, I don't think they have their total identity at the moment. Like, they know for the most part what they are, but they're still figuring out some things, especially with spreading the ball around. I think that's where they're at right now. That's the final touch, figuring out how to get the balls to the guys. But for the defense, like I said, they're still working things out. Our defensive backfield, it's been in shambles at times, with the injuries, but they've been able to piece it along. They've been able to play well. Our linebacking core, for the most part this whole year, it's been a big issue, but now we're seeing some bright spots in it. Our line, they've had ups and downs, but they seem to be coming along, even though, like today, like we all mentioned, they didn't get any sacks, but they got a lot of pressure. They made this defense made Simeon look like what he was, which was a backup quarterback. But then at times, like BLSG said, they made Simeon look great. He ended up with 3 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, at the end of the day. So, I think defense has things to work on. Offense is just about there. But that leads me over to my next question. Does everyone think that, we're headed in the right direction? We're on that right path? Do you think that there could be anything going forward, like any hiccups along the way? Or do you think going forward, like, we're smooth sailing? We have confidence in our coaching staff. We know the players. We have everything right. Are we on the right path right now? Jordy, I'll start off with you.
Yeah, we're on the right path. I'd say we're mostly on the right path on both sides of the ball with everything, but there's still the chance for some hiccups and some mistakes, like with figuring out how to spread that ball and figuring out certain personnel for certain packages and figuring out when to use certain packages. And some other things that come with having first-year head coaches are definitely possible and could happen and could interfere with this offense and it's moving forward. But it's definitely getting there. It's moving forward, and I think we can all be happy with that because there's been a clear progression from day one to now. And that's all we need to see to know that something is working and something is happening behind the scenes to get it right. They know something, or they know they're not perfect, and they know they need to get it. They need to change things to get it done now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're still formulating. Coach Dante, do you think we're finally headed in the right path? You think we're there?
I think we're there, and I think it sometime it could be some slippages down the road. We just got to be careful. You just right at this point in time, you just got to keep doing what you're doing on offense. Don't go pass heavy. You're doing a great job of giving the running backs the ball and taking some of that stress off Jalen Hurts. You've done a great job of staying consistent, mostly on the offensive end. The defense is starting to get into a little groove. It's all about taking one day at a time. Keep looking at game film, keep progressing in practice, and not overlooking your opponents. That's what they gotta go and realize. I think the Eagles are right there on the path of making a wild card spot. But one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to overlook your opponents, and you just got to go in every game and thinking, oh, the New York Giants are good. The Jets, don't take them lightly. So right now, we got a lot of confidence in this team right now and the way they're playing. but we also got to keep our foot off the gas a little bit and not try to hype this team up a little bit. We got to just hoping that they can keep improving every single day in the film room and on the practice field. And right now it's looking good. I like the direction that we're going in. Offense the coaching staff starting to be a little more consistent. And we just got to keep going. In the division games are the toughest games because the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Washington football team. So those games are gonna be tough. So we got to go in here next week ready to play in MetLife Stadium, ready to play. Nothing good goes on in MetLife. Everybody seems to struggle. So we got to take it one game at a time. But I believe this team is going in the right direction.
Yeah, BLSG. What do you think? Are we in the right path right now?
Yeah, I think we're going in the right direction. I think that these players have finally started to kind of get their rhythm and start to figure out the gist a little bit on what they need to do. And if we can keep doing this, we can eventually contend for a wild card spot. And it would be surprising to do that with a first-year head coach Nick Sirianni and a first-year defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles in Jonathan Gantt. So I like what I'm seeing out of the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's keep doing this going forward, and let's keep getting these W's and hopefully fight for the playoffs.
Definitely. When you look at this team for the beginning of the season, it wasn't, we had a good game.
It wasn't looking promising.
But the Atlanta game, it was very promising. Like I said, this was a lot of ups and downs at the beginning. When we had Atlanta, it was great. We thought that, this team was going in a great direction where the playoffs were just not even a question. It was on automatic. But then, going forward, when we had San Francisco and those games going forward, we had some lows. And, it's been these past 3 games where we see steady progression. And I finally feel that, we are headed in the right path. The coaching staff specifically, as I mentioned, we had some horrible play calling, horrible decision-making. Even with Sirianni, he would second-guess himself so much. And it was like he didn't know what to do, and he was getting frustrated. But he finally got past that. And he's finally going and, like we're all saying, he's finally doing the things that he needs to do. He understands running the ball is very, very important. First half, first quarter, I believe. We had 73 yards rushing, only 43 yards passing. But when you look at the run to pass ratio, it was a good, healthy, what was it? I think it was a 65, 35. So when you look at it, so they were sticking heavy with the run, which is great. He understands that. And, with the defense, when you look at Jonathan Gannon, we mentioned before, his play calling from the beginning, the way he had this defense performing, his schemes, it wasn't really making sense at first. But these past 3 weeks, they've been chipping along and they've been getting better. So I think, we're finally in the right direction. And I bring this next question up to you. I always make a joke about it. I always want to soundbite with it. But, like I said, these last 3 games, we've seen steady progression. Do you think we can earn a playoff spot going forward? BLSG, let me start off with you.
I think we can. And based on the stretch that we have left, Giants, Washington. Wait, it's Giants, Jets,
Washington. Giants, Jets, Washington, and back to the Giants.
Giants, Cowboys. Based on that stretch right there, those last 5 games, those are all winnable because Giants, we don't know who's going to be who all will be healthy on the team. Will Saquon be back? Will this guy be back? Will this guy be back? Is this guy going to be back? Are all their factors going to be back? Those are all unknowns. And then for the Jets, well, they suck. That's all that needs to be said about the Jets. Washington, they're iffy, and Ryan Fitzpatrick is out for the year. Y'all got to run with Taylor Heineke for the rest of the season, and also Chase Young is out for the year, so that's a huge loss for the defense. And then in terms of the Cowboys, assuming they win this division, they'll look to rest their starters. So I can see this Eagles team winning out this season, to be honest, if not just losing 1 game to one of these teams. But I can see us winning out, to be honest, and fighting for that playoff spot.
Not bad. Coach, what do you think? Do you think that, we can be a playoff team?
Yeah, I think we can, but would I say we will? I don't know. Again, the Giants, Jets, Washington football team, they all look good. They all look good to us. They all look sweet to us. But that's not the attitude I'm going to go with. I'm going to go in every game thinking they're a good team. Everybody, even though the record indicates the Jets, they beat Cincinnati, and nobody expect them to beat Cincinnati. They beat Tennessee. Nobody expect them to beat Tennessee. So you can think the Jets, by the record, they suck. The Texans, my Texans, went in there and beat Tennessee, and we was bad. So anything can happen any given day. You don't want to overlook any type of team, especially when you're in the thick of playoff stretches. You still got some of these teams that's gonna play hard, that's gonna come out there and fight. You got guys that's trying to play to be on a team just to get on the roster. So again, that team is gonna play harder than a team that's trying to make the playoffs. That's a lot of pressure. Those games could be trap games, but I'm gonna say we headed in the right direction. But I'm gonna keep my foot off the gas, and we just got to go in and focus every single week. And this coaching staff got to have these players coming out prepared to play football. So if we can do that and we can be consistent like we've been doing the last couple of weeks, then I see us snagging a playoff spot. This is a good time. This is a good sign right now that we beat the New Orleans Saints, someone that has one of those wild card spots. That we got the tiebreaker against them. We got the tiebreaker against the Panthers, but we got to keep grinding. We got to keep staying in the practice field. We got to keep progressing and look at the mistakes on the film. And right now, we look like we heading in the direction, but we can't overlook no opponent right now because we don't. Like I say, we don't know how they're gonna come out and play. We don't know that. So again, we just got to be ready to play against the New York Giants and every team that we got on our schedule. We just got to be ready to come out there and play.
Yeah, we definitely got to be ready. Jordy, what are your thoughts? Do you think this team can make a playoff spot?
It's possible. It's definitely possible, but looking at this team, they got nothing to lose. They beat where everyone said they were going to be, and now it's just a matter of nothing to lose, everything to gain. No matter what you do, you're on the up and up. So it can happen. This team, the heart's starting to come back to the team. It's looking like it did in training camp again. They're starting to have fun. They're starting to just gel together, and it's nice. And let's hope it stays because that's an attitude that'd be nice going into the rest of the season, and it can definitely help us push for a spot. It's going to be tough to fight for one this year because a lot of teams around that wild card spot in the hunt are around the same record. A lot of them are around the same strength, although a lot of them have different strengths and weaknesses in certain spots. So it's just a matter of winning as many games as you can, but it's also a matter of you've got nothing to lose. Even if you don't make it, so what? You're still doing better than everybody said we would. So either way, it's a win-win, even if we come close. But anything's possible.
Yeah, definitely. Anything is possible. I'll say this on it for not a playoff team for y'all. These next 6 games are going to be like our playoff because when you look at it, this is all division opponents aside for the Jets, and I think that's great how it ended up playing out because this whole season has been leading up to this point. You know, it's like we've been going through what we needed to go through to come up to this point because now, like we said, it's all against the division. I mean, like these games were training for us to get to this point. So now we're going to have 2 games against the Giants, 2 against the Redskins. Our championship game is against that Cowboys game. I mean, we got to win that game. They took one away from us. We got to get that back. I think if we can come through these 6 games and, win, I'd say 4, I think, especially that Dallas game. If we can win that Dallas game at the end, we can definitely look at ourselves as contenders. We can probably get that wild card spot. No, actually, yeah, we would get that wild card spot. So if we would go in, even at that disadvantage of being a wild card, I would have a lot of confidence going into it because we've already been through adversity with those last 6 games. So going forward, yeah, I think we can be a playoff team. Hopefully, like I said, these next 6 games will dictate everything. You know what I mean? If we can get through it, there's nothing that can stop us. I mean, like a lot of adversity is going to come through in the next couple of weeks. We're either going to be really mad, upset with this team, or we're going to be overjoyed and surprised. I mean, it's going to be either or. But with that being said, going forward, we got New York next week. What are your guys' thoughts? How confident are you in going forward? Do you think that we can beat New York? And what would be your score prediction? I know it's a little early, but we got to win today. We're feeling good about ourselves. We're smelling ourselves a little bit today. Let's get a score prediction out there. Jordy, I'll start off with you. You think we can win? And if so, what's the score?
Yeah, we could definitely win. It's probably going to end up being close unless the Giants, again, it just looks like somebody ran over their whole roster with a car. But at the end of the day, it's probably going to be a competitive game because all division games are, no matter who you're playing and no matter what day it is. So I'm going to say Philly wins it, and it'll end up being a close one at 34-31. I mean, both these teams have had ups and downs. Philly's on the up. New York's New York, so they don't even deserve to be called New York, but New York's New York, so we'll see what happens. Both teams are very unpredictable going into this next week, and let's hope we win because that would just be nice to watch a division win for the first time in a while.
Hey, let's hopefully, we can have back-to-back week of firsts. But Coach Dante, what are your thoughts on next week's game, and what is your final score prediction?
I mean, like I say, anything's possible. I definitely think we can win this game. Again, you got to start off getting pressure on Daniel Jones. He's also, you got to watch him getting out of the pocket. He's also very mobile. He's not the guy that you're going to do design runs with, but he's very mobile. So again, they're battered, they're beaten up, but again, you can't go in this game overlooking the Giants because again, they're a division rivalry, like Jordy said, and those are the toughest games that you could play because you know each other inside out. So again, definitely think we can win this game. Right now, I'm going to stick with the red hot, our Philadelphia Eagles, our Birds, and I got us winning 28-24. I think this running game is going to stay hot. I think Nick Sirianni is going to keep this offense a balanced offense, and I think the defense will get a stop when we definitely need a stop in a big-time situation of the game. But I think this offense is very good right now. It's very consistent. So I love this offense against that Giant defense. So I'm going to take our Birds 28-24.
Love that score. Love that score. BLSG, my guy, what are your thoughts on the New York Giants, and what is going to be the final score prediction?
Well, in terms of this game, I mean, it should be close because, it's a division game, and we know how division games like to be treated. They like to be treated close. They like to be treated rough. And this one is a 1 o'clock game, so the Eagles and the Giants are going to go at it. The way the Eagles have been playing right now has been absolutely phenomenal, especially in the past few games. And I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Philadelphia, and I'm going to have them win. But I'm going to save a score prediction. I'm not going to say it now. I'm going to save it for when I put my Eagles versus Giants preview out, probably on Friday or Saturday. I try to get them out on Friday, but it just doesn't work. So I'm not saying a score prediction, but I'm just going to tell you right now, the Eagles are winning that game. Let's go, man. Fly, Eagles, fly.
I love it. As for me, my thoughts on the Giants is, they are what they are. They're a bad team. Daniel Jones, a lot of people say if he had a better line, if he had receivers, if he had Saquon. I don't care about if. The fact is, I think he's a bad quarterback, and we've seen his horrible performance. He needs people around him, and that's the thing. He doesn't have anyone, so he'll never be anything. Going into next week, our defense is going to create pressure like they did this week, but this time we're going to get at the quarterback. We're going to get at least 3 sacks. Our offense, they're going to still roll around. Hopefully, Howard can come back, continue progressing, steamroll that team. The rushing game is going to be very effective next week. That Giants team won't know what to do with them. I got the Eagles winning handily, 31-17, all Birds. But fellas, we're at the 2-hour mark. I want to thank you all for coming through. Again, like I said, I wasn't able to do last week, wasn't feeling great, but I appreciate y'all for coming through, sticking by me. Even with the technical difficulties, y'all still made the time out to come by. Everyone in the chat, man, I appreciate you all for coming through. Love the comments, love your takes. And everyone watching now and that watches in the future, appreciate you for coming through. This has been another episode of Vick3 Presents the Eagles Postgame Panel Live Show. Let me have my guys say their final goodbyes, And one more time, I appreciate everyone that came through. Everyone who left, everyone was here earlier. Thank you so much. Jordy, let them know where they can find you, my guy.
You can find me at Jordy Fighter on YouTube. I am the host of many podcasts where I talk about my Eagles, Celtics, and Fighting Irish, and even a little Gators for my co-host. But I'm over there where I share my depression and the games we play, and I'm actually streaming later today where I can actually be happy both teams executed at a high level this week. Actually, all three, which I usually can't say that ever. This is one of the rare times I can, but I'm over there, and thanks for having me on. It's always fun, and here's to a good week next week.
Always, my guy. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Coach Dante, let them know.
Coach Dante 31 Instagram, Coach Dante 31 Twitter, Coach Dante on YouTube. Shout out to Vick3 for always having me, man. Shout out to him. Been an honor. Got 2 wins today, man. Got the Texans got a big win against the Tennessee Titans. And then we got the Eagles with a big shellacking on the New Orleans Saints. We right there in striking distance. We just got to be ready to play a tough divisional foe next weekend. The New York Giants. But like I say, feel good about the 2 victories I got today for both of my teams, and I'm having a great weekend, man. Oregon got beat, which is I projected them they were going to get beat, and Minnesota was my upset pick today, and they won. They beat Green Bay, so hey, I'm very happy. But shout out to you, man. Thank you for having me on the show, man.
Hey, man, anytime. Appreciate you, family. The door is always open for all of you to come through. BLSG, last but not least, my guy. Let them know where they can find you.
Yes, sir. You already know, man. Y'all can find me on YouTube, man. BLSG. Search in the search bar if you already subscribed to me. Appreciate you. You can catch me over there for Eagles and Sixers content. And you can find live streams with myself, my guy Jerry Lee, who was on here earlier. Shout out to him. And Gio from the 215 on Saturdays to talk about the Eagles games. So you can catch me there doing that with my guys. But we only been doing that and taking turns, but we did that yesterday on my channel. So if you have not done so, check that out because we had a lot of fun and we had a great one, man. Chatting for 45 minutes and we grind over there. Follow me on Twitter, BLSG20. Give your boy a follow if you have not done so. Again, if you have done so, appreciate you. And yeah, man, let's enjoy this one. Let's have a great week this week. Eagles get the dub, and also my Ohio State Buckeyes get the dub. I know you don't like to hear it, Vic, but my 2 teams got the dub. But anyway, my 2 teams got the dub today. But anyway, fly, Eagles, fly.
Thank you, my guy. Appreciate you for always your support, man. You know, you're always the first in the chat. You always put a comment in there. You know, I thank you so much, man. I can't say it enough. And again, to everyone out there, man, you know who it is. It's Vick3. You see me in the chats. You see me on Twitter. You see me on, you know, my fellow show who came through today to show their support. We support each other. That's what you're supposed to do. So again, I'm going to say thank you to them, the people in the chat that came through, everyone that's been watching this now and that will watch us in the future. Thank you so much for coming through. This has been another episode of Vick3 presents the Eagles post-game live. I just want to say, you can always catch me here after every Eagles game, and you will always, no doubt, catch me with my 2 brothers from another mother, AK Eagles Uncensored, my guy, and Philly Foothills on the East Meets West podcast every time, 9 o'clock. Could be a Saturday, could be a Monday, could be a Friday. You never know. Just know around 9 o'clock, your boys will be there for you. Thank you again for another great episode, guys. I appreciate you all for coming through. This has been another great episode. Hey, Penn State won. You know what I mean? We're going to end it with a good note. PSU, we are. You know what I'm saying? We got that dub. So we're going to end it off on a good note. We're going to have a great week. Fly, Eagles, fly. Great win, gentlemen. And everyone, good night.
Avita Beats.